Colleen?
I have to yawn. Oh, my God.
That's okay.
It's gray and rainy in Minnesota, so hopefully it'd be a good weekend to stay inside and get laid. Yeah, that's my advice from the Great Northern Sexcast this week. And I was just looking at the extended forecast for Minnesota, and it's supposed to be a cool and wet summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Boo.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, 2019 has sucked weather-wise.
Oh, yeah, it's not my favorite year.
No. Just it's been and I'm like, we're getting ready for Pride.
Yep.
Here at Fantasy Gifts, and I'm just like, prepare for rain. Just think about rain.
Yeah.
We've had some rainy years, and there's still people out there. We still have fun. It's something there, but it's extra work, and it's not like it's going to be warm and rainy.
Yeah.
Cool and rainy, which does not help.
For sure. Mm-hmm. And the one good thing about weather like this, though, is the plants are loving it. We mowed our lawn last week, and it's like it already looks preposterous because it's like, whoa, growing.
It's an explosion of green out there, which which is nice.
Yeah.
I guess the funniest part is, you ever get like I got a new tree from the city of Minneapolis. I live in Minneapolis. They've got boulevard trees, and it's a Kentucky coffee tree. You can go ahead and Google it. But here it is. As I drove up, and there was like a stick. A big stick with little sticks sticking off of it. It was a stick. And I'm like, is this thing alive? And now on some of the little sticks sticking off the big stick is a little bit of green.
Okay.
So I keep like, oh, this is the Charlie Browniest of trees. that is on my boulevard. But maybe this would be the lucky one.
Yeah.
It's been a tough, where it is on the boulevard, it's been a tough spot. But I'm laughing. So hopefully it'd be good for all that. It'd be good for the trees, because I know Minneapolis is planting a lot of trees.
Well, we've lost so many. Like I have at my house, I have 2 ash trees, and I had them treated, and it's the year to treat them again.
Yeah, so it's like every couple of years.
Oh, you bet. And they're okay. So, it's totally worth it because they're big and beautiful and whatever. So, yeah, get laid. I think that's awesome. You know what else it is besides Pride being around the corner? It's been prom season. Big time prom season.
Oh, yeah.
Did your daughter go?
Yeah.
How was it? Did she have a good time?
Oh, they all had a good time. And everybody looked spectacular. I know that, I'm biased, but I'm like, but all the dresses were lovely. The guys were in tuxes. There's nothing particularly... I mean, the 70s and 80s had some interesting fashion. But I'm pretty sure that none of these young men and women will look back on some of these photos and go, oh my God, what the hell were we thinking?
Oh, yeah.
They're just very simple column dresses, a few things. I mean, you know what I mean? But there was, no big bow on the ass, no big crinolines, no big pointy shoulders, nothing. Nobody's wearing Cinderella dresses. You know what I mean? They just all looked lovely.
Aww.
And then they had pictures down at the sculpture garden.
What you got to do.
Yeah, and it was really, really, really fun. But everybody looked all grown up.
I know. Well, they are.
Yes, I know.
So this story is one of the better ones I've seen.
Oh, okay.
I always look forward to seeing the kids that make their prom clothes out of duct tape.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
But this, I think, even beats that. And that's some serious creativity. This kid is in Rochester, New York, and his name is Wyatt Cheadle, 16. Just didn't know who to ask and was kind of like, I don't know what to do. And so he just thought, there's so much emphasis on keeping up appearances. So they were joking, and one of them said, well, if you don't have a date, you should wear a dress because it wouldn't look half bad on you. And then so his 2 siblings and his mom, I guess this kid is like, he's like a natural restorer. Like he's working on an antique typewriter right now. He and his mom went out to like a Goodwill. Yep. And for less than $25, they bought a black dress with a white top, a fuchsia bow shirt, a man's dress shirt, and a pair of black pants. So they spent all these hours. And so he was half girl, half a guy. And
which is sort of fun because I'm hoping, that they don't. I mean, he's his own date, but almost everyone I've seen in the past few years, they might have a date. They go as friends. this one does it all. I love it. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and his friends absolutely loved it, and got high fives for his quote unquote epic outfit. And they said this outfit is absolutely his physical embodiment of his sense of humor, which I think that is creative and hilarious. And I absolutely love it. And the story will be up on the Facebook page, so you'll be able to check out a picture. It's pretty funny.
I love it. Yeah, I was perusing our page the other day, just making sure everything's going well. And and I'm like, we got some, we got some serious stuff on there, actual information. And then we gotta go, I forgot about that story. I sat there and I just giggled to myself, and I'm like, okay, is that weird that I'm giggling at my own?
No, because we sit here and get cracked up like every week, which is kind of part of why we do this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, you gotta laugh about this stuff. And speaking of that, this is kind of more of a feel good kind of story here. Zac Effron, he's a hunk, whatever. And he was on Ellen, and Ellen surprised. Did you hear about this? No. She surprised him with his Madame Tussauds wax lookalike, right? And it was modeled after his character in Baywatch, and it's shirtless with just a bathing suit. I mean, sounds just like something Ellen would do just to see what the person's going to do, right? But he said, you know what? I got to tell you guys something. This is unrealistic. He said, I got very big and buff for that movie, but I don't want people to think that's the best way to be your size. I don't want to glamorize this. And then he talked about 9 days of 0 carbs and sugar, working out like a freak, and how hard it was. So I thought that was kind of cool. You never hear guys doing that.
Yeah. I mean, because it's his body is his job.
Yeah.
But it's sort of dangerous to do that sort of shit too.
Yeah.
What's going through there.
You mess up your metabolism.
And he just, and from what I understand, I don't know if it's on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon or other, but I guess he is playing Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they just going through there, and it just, I mean, obviously he's much better looking than that, but I guess the show's pretty good. People have been watching it, and they're just like, how does this man attempt to be? I mean, he's attractive, but he turned his eyes dead for the role.
Yeah.
I go, I'm like, oh, that's fascinating. I was like, because there is a certainly out of character role for Mr. Effron,
Yeah, which
because I've been watching him since he was a kid. My daughter loved High School Musical.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the amount of times. Oh my God, that played in my house.
Oh yeah.
Over and over and over and over. And at least he's like in his late 20s now, so I can look at him and not feel like a creep.
Yeah. Well, do you know how many people are scarred for life by Barney? How many parents?
I never had to do. I never had to deal with Barney, but I was actually talking to my friends about this. There's a character called Caillou on like Channel 2 that honestly makes you want to drink. I mean, it's just, it's so bad. And I'm glad we got out of that into Bear in the Big Blue House soon. And so it's only a short amount of time that I had to deal with.
I wish the face that you just made could have been seen.
Yeah. Believe me, parents out there know exactly what I'm talking about.
Brutal. Okay, we talked about this a while ago. There was a mom that had gone to buy, she's taking her kids to the zoo, and so she bought them some stuffed animals, and one of them was a lion. But then when they got to the zoo and the kids were grabbing the lion to carry it with them, they noticed that there was like a penis sewn onto the outside of the lion, and they got it at Kmart. So she'd already thrown a big stink. Well, it's happened again. This time, it's a llama. And I saw this and I'm like, oh my God, there's a purple llama in the studio.
Yes.
But yeah, this one is like, it's got a penis basically stitched onto the butt, which it looks pretty funny actually. But it's like, first of all, okay, think push me, pull you, only push me, penis you. Okay?
It makes no sense.
Yeah. And so it was actually for a pet. And when this got...
Oh, so it's a pet toy.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But, they're saying, well, it's cute on the front and kids would like it. And so it starts up this whole, thread on social media. And people were like, hey, we bought that for the dog. And after I saw this post, I went, yep, ours has a backwards penis too. So what the hell? Don't you think, was it a disgruntled manufacturing person?
See, I think they were attempting to make something and then they screwed up and then it turned into a pet toy.
Oh, that could be.
But because I'm pretty sure the Minnesota Zoo is going to have a llamas this year.
Okay.
So, but I'm pretty sure that's not where the penis goes.
Yeah.
My metal goat has testicles.
Really?
Yeah. I'd rearranged it and put it in a different spot. And I've had it for years. It's about a 3-foot metal goat. People have seen the lawn ornaments, right? The lawn jewelry. Mm-hmm. So I bought the goat years ago. And I glanced out my window and I went, my goat has testicles.
Yeah.
I'm like, did I know my goat had testicles? I'm like, did I not see this? Did I forget about it? I mean, I've had it for years, but I turned it around. So now there's like, metal goat ass facing my kitchen window. And I'm like, it has testicles.
So now that's all you see.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to have to go switch it again because I glanced over and it's just really about the testicles. It had little metal testicles hanging down. Mm-hmm. I mean, I named the goat Queso because there's go through that.
That's awesome.
Which is,
that's really good.
Pretty neutral, like pretty neutral. And that reminds me, I got to paint some off because it rusted. So I painted the white parts like off white, but I need to bring some black paint from the office so I can paint the little hooves and all that and the little nose again. Really, I'm having surgery tomorrow. So honestly, my brain is all about what do I need to get done before I have wrist surgery.
And paint the goat balls was on the list.
Now it is. Damn it.
Like not a lot of people, Colleen, have that one. That's unique.
And it's pouring. Painting goat testicles would obviously be on my list. Oh, Jesus.
Of course.
Okay.
Well, just don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this story actually touches me personally because I have interviewed Moby, the singer and dancer, twice, actually in person, backstage. In fact, one time I got to sit down with him for like an hour. Oh. He was bored and he actually didn't want me to go because he was like, God, I never get to talk to people. It's either the same people.
People, or they're in either remote or something. You're actually like a human being having a conversation.
Yeah, he was I really liked him. He's a very unusual dude. Mm-hmm. And I also, furthermore, like some of his music a ton. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he has recently confessed that he once knob-touched Donald Trump. Let me explain. I did not know knob touching was a thing, but apparently it is. So there was this very boring party in New York, and he said, it wasn't that exciting. It was full of businessmen and real estate people, and Donald Trump was there, standing a few yards away. This was in 2001, so this is before
long
politics.
Time ago. Mm-hmm.
So one of his friends said, Moby, go knob touch Donald Trump. So he, it's when you take out your willy and out of your pants and you just go by and you kind of just braze him. You don't like hold on to it and, like introduce it. You just kind of walk by and,
So it's like, okay. So it's like minimalist frottage. That's the rubbing against.
Right. Yes,
okay.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, and you're supposed to be stealthy, but apparently part of the game is your friends have to see your wiener out. Okay. So he pounded a shot of vodka.
So this is okay.
Guys just do stupid shit. Okay, can we just my husband will be the first to admit, guys do stupid shit.
I am almost 54 years old. I have to, and this is
Moby's 53,
and I have never heard of this. And I have a lot of weird friends that do weird things that sometimes have involved the words "Here, hold my beer."
Sure.
So obviously this is,
Yeah, well, so he went and did it. He said he pulled his weenie out of his trousers. Sorry, I don't know what that meant, where that came from. That was actually very Freudian. Walked past Trump very casually and brushed the edge of his jacket. And he said that Trump did not notice or twitch. He returned to his friends, put his willy away, and got another drink. So, thank you, Moby.
Okay, I mean, I'm going to have to Google now.
Oh, God. Well, and you know what's funny is, how reporters will do this, and I did it in my writing days as well. They look up other facts, and they must have just Googled Trump penis, and they wanted to put a footnote in here saying that Stormy Daniels compared Trump's penis to a mushroom character from Mario Kart. Mm-hmm. And she did say that in the book
I've heard that,
knows it's unusual.
Mm. I just, so now that leads me to wonder, do Moby and his friends have a list? Like, and are different folks rated? I mean, the higher security,
kind of like Deadpool, only knob touching.
Like, and then maybe you get points instead of more security. I mean, I'm assuming, like, I don't know why this pops into my head, but like Oprah Winfrey would obviously be more points than somebody else because that she keeps
sure,
more folks around her, more has more handlers.
But this was pre-Secret Service.
Pre-Secret
Trump.
Service, yeah. And I'm saying I know, but even so, I mean, that's this is a thing, huh? Oh my God, I have to Google.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you want Trump's penis or knob touching?
Knob touching. I don't. Yeah.
Just wanted to be clear. Okay, so of all the places for this, a football, which in America that would mean soccer, stadium in Qatar has been dubbed the Vagina Stadium. It has been unveiled ahead of the 2022 World Cup. And it's called Al Wakra Stadium. And it's going to host up to the quarterfinals. And it's got this new cooling technology. And the designer was the late British-Iraqi architect Dame Zaha Hadid. And she was told, people said, hey, this kind of looks like a vagina. And she was pissed. And she said, what's the deal? Everything with a hole in it has a vagina or is a vagina?
Yeah, I was about to say. So, I mean, it's oval and it's open roughed. Yeah. I mean, oh, come on.
Yeah. And so when I say she's a famous architect, she did the Aquatic Center at the 2012 London Olympics, Maxi Museum in Italy, and Guangzhou Opera House in China. I mean, this is a serious architect here. So, but people are going, yeah, well, sorry. And she's passed away now. But the deal that is really cool about this, I do kind of love this. They've got this system in there. They use sustainable materials and practices to keep the stadium in a perfect 72 degrees to keep players and everybody in it. It's new green technology, so it's hopefully will be more famous for that than
Well, I mean the new stadium here in the Twin Cities is oval with an open roof. I mean, oh, come on, people. I mean, you build a tower. Some of the things do look, when they're more roundy, look a little more penis-like than others. But for fuck's sake, people. Well, the cake. Remember the cake here in town?
Oh, yeah.
I looked at that and I said, really? I mean, I just didn't. I mean, I sort of got it, but I'm just like, if I hadn't seen the story and I saw the cake, I would have never made the association. And I run across so many faux, body parts in this job.
Oh, God, yeah.
So if I'm going to, you'd think I would see a lot of body parts out there. I don't. No.
Right.
No.
They don't mysteriously appear in your toast?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
All right.
There are no yonic or phallic figures, showing up most of the time. I mean, obviously certain things like a mushroom growing or something like that, or a weird ass. Yeah. Did you have like a weird ass penis potato?
I had a penis potato and I've had an ass radish.
Ash radish, yes. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Can I just please read you the quoting line in the story, a closing quote? Oh. It's hilarious. It says, why not have 45,000 people crammed inside a woman's reproductive system? It's not like they haven't been there before. I thought that was funny. Oh. Okay. Moving on. Speaking of vaginas. Mm-hmm. Top gynecologist Dr. Jen Gunter is having a meltdown and took to Twitter and tagged the FDA and everything else because she says there's something out there being sold called the Ritual Menstruation Kit, sold for $40, and it's basically sea sponges. And she says anybody who tells you to put a sea sponge in your vagina wants you to grow more bacteria that causes toxic shock syndrome. This is horrific and illegal in the U.S. to promote this. And they are actual living organisms that grow on the seabed. Water circulates through them. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Gunter says that the sponges are one of the ingredients that was used in the infamous Rely tampon, which was back in the 80s, the one that was linked to all the toxic shock.
Those worked so well, obviously too well. Yeah. I remember those. Yep. I actually hoarded a couple of boxes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And anyway, so she put out out a tweet, and she, like I said, she tagged the FDA and kind of basically reported them publicly. But the porn industry says, yeah, guess what? We've been using this for years so that they can still have, keep production running. And all sorts of porn stars are quoted that it works and it's effective.
I mean, I can sort of see that because you can put it in and it's not, no strings or anything hiding or anything like that. But there is no way that, from what I've been reading, and I've seen this before, you cannot really sterilize these sponges. So you don't really know what's in there. Now, my guess is that you certainly, if you're using it for days and days, it might be a problem. If you're using it for a couple of hours on a shoot, probably less of an issue.
Yeah.
Would you think? I'm just, yeah. That makes more sense to me.
The next story is one that you would normally say, Kelly, this only made news because there's a naked person in it. But I think it makes news for another reason.
Okay.
Let's see if you can immediately hone into it when I say it out loud. A naked woman threw a wine bottle at her boyfriend in a hotel corridor after a boozy fight about her seeing other people. Amelia Oxenford threw the bottle at Alex Buttigieg and slashed him in the face, causing a 2-inch cut on his nose.
So is this the same last name?
Yeah.
As
have you ever heard that name before in your life?
No, I haven't.
And now I see this in the news, and I'm like, oh my God, I know how to say that name.
Yeah, I the other day I had someone, they were talking about it like on someone's Facebook thread, and I'm like, so I Googled up, and there's like 12 different pronunciations of his name, and I still wasn't sure. So it is.
Is it German?
I have no idea. Maybe.
Okay. I keep forgetting to check that.
Occasionally I'm 12 years old. It's got the word butt in it. So
Booty.
Booty.
That's the best part.
Yep.
Well, and the first time I ever heard his name was before it was this political commentator that called him the booty judge. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, whatever. And then a couple weeks later, he sort of started making news. So yeah, the booty judge. That's okay. That's fine. Okie dokie. Moving on to South Korea. Have you ever been there?
No.
I know somebody that lived there for a few years and absolutely loved it.
I think, okay, we're based in Minnesota here. You've lived other places. I've visited other places. I honestly think that there are certain places in the world that I would feel highly claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And I think Korea's, one of them. I think Japan would be one of them, unless I went to like one of the northern islands where there's not a lot. I don't think I could handle the large cities in Brazil.
Okay.
Stuff like that. I think I would just, I actually feel a little claustrophobic in New York.
Yeah.
There's too much towering
Stuff.
over me, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of them. I'm just, or I'm not freaked out by them. I just, that amount of humans, that's a lot of humans. Although I do want to eat all the foods. Maybe not like the chicken feet, but things.
Yeah.
There are certain textures that I haven't grown up with. I know I'm not going to like.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried. I'm not.
Yeah. There's certain lines I can't cross.
So
what feet are in them? So South Korea is kind of usually billed as somewhat of a as a conservative sort of country, and they are opening up an adult theme park, offering virtual reality porn experiences. It's called the Pinksy Adult Theme Park. And it's not the first one that they have there. So there's all sorts of pixelated porn. And from the outside, it looks like just, a big shop with a number of little rooms. But they have, different rooms so that you have different experiences. And so there's one room where...
So is it, you said theme park. This just sounds like a large...
I know. They call it that, but I guess it's really large, but it's in a building.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're not outside doing it. It's in
it's
different
like probably like, a water park is,
Yeah.
Those can actually... I've seen some pretty small ones, though. Okay.
Yeah. And so... you can go into the tasting room, the big VR experience room, and then decide which porn booth you want to go to. So you can see stuff like parading by and whatever. I don't know. What do you think of that?
I just have a problem with virtual reality in general. As far as I know, and we've talked about this, I believe, before, they haven't fixed the motion sickness part of this.
Oh, right. Yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I see all this virtual reality stuff, and it so does not appeal to me. And I don't care whether it's sex or whether it's bowling,
Yeah.
or whatever, or whether I'm going to go like visit, virtual reality visit some, a vacation. But I guess it appeals to enough.
Oh, yeah.
To go through there.
Yeah, I haven't tried it, but I wonder if that would bother me from a motion sickness standpoint. That would kind of freak me out. Okay. This next one, we're staying in Asia for a moment, Japan specifically this time. A sex robot brothel is expected to open in Japan, but this one's a little more specialized. I mean, these have been opening up around the world.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this for a while. They've got them in Netherlands. They've got
Spain,
them.
I think, is one of the first ones. Yeah.
Yep. And I think there's one in Italy as well. This one is set up to cater to men interested in bisexual threesomes. I guess it's becoming a very popular trend, and it's going to open in Nagoya, and it's by Lumidolls, and Barcelona and Turin, Italy are there other two, but there's other companies that do it.
So they're investing in some high-tech male dolls.
Yeah. Yep. And they said, we've seen a surge in the number of men wanting to experiment with male dolls. And they said they want to experience anal sex without interacting directly with a flesh and blood male. So.
Honestly, I'm not quite sure how you would do that. I mean,
Yeah, because isn't the sex doll sort of doing the work, is the way I understand it? Unless they're doing the penetrating into the
they could. Yeah, okay, that may.
Yeah, I had it that way too. I'm sitting there going, that's kind of crazy. Listen to this though. That last year there's a firm. I haven't caught this name before. Dutch Wives. Do you know that one? Mm-mm. No, that's another sex doll maker. They said that they had sold more than 2,000, valued at 6,000 American dollars in Japan alone. 2,000. That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, we recently sold one of our high-end dolls. Which one was it? Did I have the $3,000 doll, or was it just the $1,000 doll? Well, we recently, a few months ago, sold one of the ones we had at
really
Coon Rapids store.
God, do you have to have people sign like extra layers of stuff, understanding on something that expensive that it is absolutely not returnable?
I didn't think about it. Maybe I should have. But then again, the person that came in was looking at it for a long time before the purchase happened.
Okay.
They knew what was up.
Okay. Changing the subject. 1/5 of women between the age of 25 and 65 say that flatulence is impeding their sex lives. It was a poll of 1,600 women, and they said that, they're battling lots of, flatulence issues. And I guess I would say I agree with that, because I've battled that kind of stuff for years.
Yeah, I mean, with IBS and a lot of irritable bowel and a whole bunch of things going on in people's guts nowadays, or just lactose intolerance. I mean, you sometimes don't know what's going on down there.
No.
And then it does. It's going to interfere. I mean, but it's not. It's sort of nice to know, I think, for a lot of folks, that they're not alone.
Yeah.
It's going through there. And I can see where it would impede more of a casual encounter, because you don't, or maybe you don't care. It depends on how you're wired.
Yeah.
It's going through there. But I'm assuming, I wonder, they didn't,
You okay?
I just twisted my back and did some weird shit. We're going to sit forward.
Okay, just sit up straight and look ahead.
And, it is, because you just don't want to be dealing. I mean, it's not, it's a bodily function, but there's nothing sexy. Well, I suppose there are people who have fetishes, but, for the most part, it's not sexy.
No.
And it's going through the,
There is a quote in here that says, often the men are more like, well, everybody farts. It's not a deal breaker, but women just freak out. So, yeah. This is weird. I guess I just learned something from a business news standpoint from the following story. There's one giant company called Sterling Jewelers and their parent company called Signet. They actually own Kay, Jared, Osterman, JB Robinson, and a lot more chains. And it's the world's like biggest jewelry.
Yeah, I mean, there's only like 2 people that mine diamonds, and they own almost everything. It's a total monopoly.
Okay. Yeah, kind of interesting. So apparently there's this big old expose on this, and I guess that there's so many lawsuits company-wide of female sexual harassment, even rape. And it's a jewelry company. And you know, they said, yeah, every kiss begins with K, or he should have gone to Jared. I mean,
yeah.
And there's this whole, we'll post the article for you.
Yeah, I mean, their whole marketing is
women,
love and happy and women and stuff like that. And there they are.
Terrible culture.
Yeah.
Terrible country.
They're probably not the only one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, the company is protesting it, but we'll put the article up, let you read it for yourself. You know, women can be sex offenders too.
Oh, yeah.
And this woman is going to jail for a year. She's 26-year-old Emily Watson. She was seen spending so much time with a male convict, John McGee, that they opened an investigation. And yeah, well, guess what? They were fucking. And they also...
Well, is he underage?
No. They're both, you know, of age, but he's a prisoner and she's not. She's a guard.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that would be... Yeah, so they're saying that you can't have consent in that sort of...
Yeah. She did a lot of stuff. She sent him videos and explicit photos that she recorded on an iPhone that she smuggled into the prison. They had virtual sex via FaceTime, talked on the phone, intercourse. There was 96 phone calls in 1 month. And yeah. So she's going to jail. And
so as a sex offender...
Well,
versus just some, you know,
12 months pleading guilty to a charge of misconduct in public office.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, I call that a sex offense, really, because.
Yeah, but I mean, my guess is when she gets out, she's not going to have to register.
No, probably.
Yeah, stuff
probably
like
not. But it violates the law, and I'm glad that they're taking it seriously. Oh, yeah. Do you remember? God, I forgot about. You know who Corey Feldman is, right? The actor.
Yeah. There were 2 Coreys. And
Corey Haim.
Yeah.
And Corey Haim died. Okay. Well, Corey Feldman is still. He wrote a book called. Or actually, he's written a couple of books. It's called Truth: The Rape of 2 Coreys, and it's about a Hollywood A-lister who allegedly raped the late actor Corey Haim, and there were 2 other industry guys that he accused of, you know,
sexual assault and rape and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I believe he also. I mean, I believe he includes Michael Jackson in that, from or not rape, but at least inappropriate behavior.
Well, he spoke out after that documentary about Michael Jackson came out, Finding Neverland. He said, I hung out with him. I experienced everything that they did up to the sexual part. He bought me gifts, a Watchman TV, a gold watch. And so he was grooming me, but maybe I just never ended up being his pick, or, was that just who he was? So then he went out. But this is the weird thing. Corey Haim's mother is saying that Feldman is spreading untrue stories, and Feldman said, no, he made me promise that I would keep this going and try to. I
mean, I can see that would be tough for mom, because then mom's going to feel guilty that she didn't protect her kid.
Okay.
I mean, we don't know. Honestly, what's going through there. It's not like there's videotape of any of this stuff anywhere, that as far as we know, and stuff like that. But he doesn't. I mean, honestly, he's not going to get any movie or TV roles from this. There's nothing about this that helps him.
Yeah.
It's going through there, because it's going through there. So I don't see, where, when people say, well, what's he getting out of it, versus truth, he's not.
Yeah.
it's going through there.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't think, I mean, granted, people have all sorts of different strange fascinations with different kinds of attention that other people would find like wouldn't want that kind of attention. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of those weird things. So it's a wet Wednesday at the Great Northern Sex Cast, but moving towards anything coming up here pretty soon.
Well, like I said, we're working on, right now the focus is on Pride.
Okay.
And in the Minneapolis, Twin Cities, St. Paul area, it's going to be a week earlier than usual. And I keep saying that it's going to be the 22nd, 23rd. It's because this is the 50th anniversary of the original Stonewall riots in New York. Okay. And there's a lot of folks that are traveling all over the country to be in New York for that special celebration, that anniversary. Okay. And so they didn't want local Pride events that are held that, same weekend to interfere.
Okay.
So we've designed, we figured out how we're going to do our tent this year. We've got a plan. We're designing new banners because we have new logos. So we're just working on that. We've got some new items in. We did, website is going well. Remember, that's fantasygiftsmn.com. And the most important thing to know about that is that I am working with a partner, and I'm just going to keep saying the prices and the selection are not the same. I mean, there are tens of thousands of items on the website. I can't obviously carry them all in my store, much like Target doesn't carry everything, and, or even Walmart. Nobody carries at Home Depot. Nobody carries everything on, in the stores that they have online. And so I think, folks are, figuring that out. But really, honestly, we are focusing right now on Pride. Like I said, we didn't do it last year. A lot of stuff going on. Everyone was just tired. And so we're looking forward to going back to Loring Park. Even if it's a cold and rainy weekend, we're still going to have fun.
Okay. And we will be back with the Great Northern Sex Cast next week. Have a good one.
You too.